Cash Nation, welcome back to a brand new video, guys. So we're about to watch, me and Cash are about to watch the final movie of 2023, The Iron Claw. I'm super excited. I honestly heard nothing but great things about this movie. I'm super excited to walk in. I don't know much about the Von brothers either. That Zac Efron gets his best performance. Everyone gets a great performance overall. So again, I'm super excited to go in. Me and my dad got here kind of a little bit late, trying to get the feel at the moment. Kind of got started with the pickup station at the moment. So that's that. Overall, looking forward to an excellent movie. Probably going to be my top 10 best movies 2023. We'll have to wait and see. And I've heard about some type of curse in this film. Not sure what that's about, but I'll let you guys know how it is in a minute. See y'all then. Cash Nation, welcome back to a brand new video. We're talking the Iron Claw. Now, before we get to the review, let's tell y'all real quickly what this movie is all about. The true story of the inseparable Von Erich brothers who made history in the intensely competitive world of professional wrestling in the early 1980s. Director is Sean Durkin, writer is Sean Durkin, starring Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White, and Harris Dickinson. First and foremost, this film was excellent. Okay. Now, I am not much of a wrestling fan myself. I've seen here and there a couple of clips mainly, but I did not know anything about the people going into this. I had no clue about who the Von Erichs were. And I heard from a couple of people who knew about the story. Tits here and there, tidbits here and there, you know what I'm saying? Like, curse, what the curse is all about or whatever. I was trying to guess what that was the whole time. And all I will say is this movie starts out very, very, upbeat, kind of happy, kind of hopeful, And the best part of the film for me has to easily be when the Von Erich brothers are just together, just bonding, just hanging out, doing whatever it is, whether it's, at a wedding scene, whether it's going to some type of club or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I enjoyed that aspect. And I also enjoyed the fact that when the parents did always agree with what a certain brother wanted to do, the other brother stood up for him. Was like, hey, that's actually a good idea. Or, hey, go for it. You know what I'm saying? I really, really enjoyed that. I also had to give a massive shout out to Zac Efron, who absolutely, and I'm not joking when I say this, killed it in this role. Absolutely killed in this role. I pretty much like everybody in the entire story. I love the person who played the dad, like I said, Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White, Harris Dickinson, the person who played the fourth brother, I don't know his name, and of course the mother and father, Now, there is unfortunately tragedy, and we'll get to it in a second. Okay. But I have to say my other positive has to be that I really loved the person who played Zac Efron's wife, Pam, in the movie. Okay, I loved her every second she was on screen, because without giving too much away, in the story itself, when she was on screen, I felt safe, if that makes sense, because again, we're going through a lot of horrific events happening, a lot of tragedies, but when she was on screen, it's like, hey, I know I'm safe, I have nothing to worry about mentally speaking. I know for right now we're gonna take a step back from all that and just, we're basically in a good spot for right now, And I really enjoyed her character overall. I thought that her character brought a lot of depth to Zac Efron's character a lot, Kevin Von Erich, because all the boys grow up a specific way, where the dad, who used to be a wrestler, wants to make his sons what he wanted to be himself. And he basically just pushes them and pushes them and pushes them. But he also makes it to where they basically, a type of mental feeling they're feeling inside them, like whenever they get upset or something bad happens to them, he just simply tells them, suck it up, deal with it. Boys don't cry. We hold that in. And so after one specific tragedy happens, we see how that takes a toll on all of them in various different ways, and how they all manage to deal with that unfortunate circumstance, and how it's like they want to cry and you can see in their face clear as day, but they won't let it out because what their dad told them. And I also love it too how we just see the depth, how each character goes through their own struggle, how one brother continues fighting while another brother does something bad or whatever the case is being, and certain brothers will turn to substance abuse, unfortunately, and another brother will, of course, go to a much healthier hobby such as music. Okay, now I will say this much: the one of the negatives I have for this film is, of course, the tragedies. I could pretty much guess. I want to say halfway through the film, after the first tragedy, what was going to happen next, and it was unfortunate to see. It really was. I know that there was supposed to be a fifth brother involved, but because of how bad this film got, they just couldn't do it, unfortunately. And for the people who were cautious about that, they're like, okay, is it graphic when they show what happened? Now I'll answer that question for you. The answer is it's not graphic by no means. Like, it's basically where, and I'm not gonna spoil it. If you know the history, you know what I mean when I'm about to say this, right? One brother is basically, you see what he is about to do, but you don't see the action he does. If that makes sense, right? So you see a brother have something in his hand in a bathroom. He's doing a specific type of action, and then you see him walking out onto the field, and then something happens, of course. Okay, they don't show you the actual thing that does what it does to them, of course. So again, if you're afraid of graphic violence, if you're afraid of blood going everywhere, that's not the case. It's not. This film is violent, of course. Wrestling's involved, but it doesn't go there. Okay. Also, what about other kind of issues I have is I noticed that certain parts of this film were cut, and I'll give a perfect example that I noticed this first off, right? So it's a scene where Carrie is riding his motorcycle, and we see him going really, really fast, and then all of a sudden, it basically cuts to black. We see him in his bed, and something has happened apparently, and there's a lot of scenes after that to where basically we have another death happen, but the thing is the dad's not around, and I don't know what if that's because of some other reason I don't know about, but I thought for a solid almost 20 minutes of the film, the dad died off screen or something. I don't know. He didn't die off screen. He's still there. It just feels like certain scenes were rearranged. And it felt really weird to me. We have a funeral. We have the mom crying, but then the dad's nowhere to be found. It was like kind of weird. Also, one of the biggest things I would say is that fact that with the boys' mental, it's like basically how they cope with things and how they deal with things. How multiple times throughout the film, we see the brothers go to the parents. We see Kevin go to his mom once or twice, basically about his dad being too hard on one of the brothers, and she basically says, "That's between your dad." When one of the younger brothers goes to the mom about how they're feeling, she says, "God believes in you. God will take care of you," so to speak. It's basically like the brothers need another out, basically need an out, like plug, whatever, like someone to vent to, someone to talk to about how they're feeling, and the parents won't be there for them. They're like, "Nope, sorry, it's not my problem. Go somewhere else. Go talk to someone else. That's not what I'm here for." Okay, which is kind of unfortunate to see. Um, Other than that, those couple things I mentioned, like I said, wrestling scenes, by the way, if you're not a wrestler fan, don't worry. It's easy to follow. I'm not a wrestling fan myself, and I found it quite easy because it's nothing too complicated. They basically give you the big reveal behind the scenes of what actually goes on. And it's like, okay, cool. Now that I've seen that big reveal, the rest of it is like common sense, easy to understand, easy to follow, if that makes sense, I didn't cry at all, but like I said, I did get emotional about what was happening. And overall, I would give this film, I have to say a 9 out of 10. I have to say 9 out of 10. I really do. I would watch this again. I would definitely say go out in theaters to watch this. And I think this might be a top seller. I do. You know, I know I'm not really enthusiastic about it, so to speak, because I'm tired as can be, but definitely gonna watch this. Papa Cash did say this is his top 10 2023 movies of the year. He also give it 8.5 out of 10. So there's that. If you already know the history of the Von Erich brothers, great. If not, I'm not really gonna do a spoiler discussion, just because it feels like there's not. There's just all the only thing that's the spoiler worthy is just the deaths, which you can look up on your own time if you really wanted to. But I really want to talk too much about it, to be honest with you, because it's kind of just depressing. And I just want to make this kind of a lot harder video. So, again, Iron Claw, 9 out of 10. Go watch in theaters as soon as possible. I quite enjoyed it. I thought that the guy who played the dad did an excellent performance. Mom, probably the only performance I really didn't care too much for. As far as one of the complaints being that they mainly just focus on Kevin, Carrie, and then the other brother, not really the one that likes to play music. That's fine with me. I don't really care too much. I feel like they tried to do too much depth with all the characters. It would probably made the movie drag a little bit. That makes sense. So again, as always, thank you for watching. Please look forward to my top 10 2023 movies of the year coming to y'all very, very soon. Peace, stay friendly. Have a good y'all. Peace.